Okay, everybody, welcome back to Campfire Spookhouse. This is episode 24, John Carpenter's The Thing, which was directed by John Carpenter, written by Bill Lancaster, produced by David Foster and Lawrence Turman, and it stars Kurt Russell as R.J. MacReady, A. Wilford Brimley as Blair, T.K. Carter as Knowles, David Clennon as Palmer, Keith David as Childs, Richard Dysart as Dr. Copper, Charles Hallahan as Norris, Peter Maloney as George Bennings, Richard Mazur as Clark, and Donald Moffat as Jerry. And its plot summary is a research team in Antarctica is hunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims. It was shot on a budget of $15 million, and its box office return was $19.6 million. So, did okay. I feel like it got back a little bit of a profit.
It was a flop. It was a flop that became a cult classic.
Over time, that's true. Yeah, it's So, what did you think of this movie?
This movie was pleasantly surprising. I enjoyed it.
This movie I thought was fucking intense.
Yeah,
because this was both of our first time watching it, and so many times I would sort of just skip past this movie because I'm like, it doesn't interest me. This isn't, it can't be that good.
Yeah.
And holy fuck, man! It kept me. Like I told you earlier, it kept me on the edge of the seat more than Ridley Scott's Alien did.
It's true because I find with Alien, at times Alien could get a little slow.
Yeah.
At no point, because the original Alien, and it could have been a product of me just being younger, but I have fallen asleep watching Alien. I still think Alien is fantastic.
It is.
But I have fallen asleep watching Alien.
I think a lot of it has to do with atmosphere for this one, the thing, because Alien's kind of claustrophobic. When you're watching, like, you're sort of trapped in this spaceship is with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's so dark too when you're watching the movie. Where this, it's like they're on a base, and there's all kinds of places that they're going to, which is unfamiliar territory to us, and a lot more lighting for this. Yes,
even though they are still out in the middle of nowhere, they're trapped. Obviously, it is still a situation where they're stuck someplace, and there's some foreign being. It's very similar to Alien. This is the reason why you make the comparison. But yeah, it is absolutely. It's a lot more engaging. Just right off the bat.
I also find how much more frightening is it that what separates it from Alien, the creature itself, is that it takes on the form of people. It shapeshifts. And you have no idea who amongst your crew is actually one of them.
So as soon as that element was established, with first with the dogs, and it being clarified with Blair, that's when I suppose the stakes increase. Yeah, and it becomes this completely different film. Yeah, and far more entertaining. Because now it's, okay, we got to figure out who is infected. And so now it's like an outbreak movie as well.
and then, I mean, Kurt Russell, he took charge of everyone there. He seemed to be the leader of the crew. But then at times I was thinking, I feel like he's the thing. Like, I feel like he's going to shift any minute now. Or he's the perfect imitation.
There was something about this particular movie, which is the name of the movie, The Thing, right?
Yeah.
Where it is not what I thought it would be. When I thought The Thing, I thought the focus would be on the thing, like whatever this alien, this,
like what it looks like as a whole.
Yeah, I thought The Thing wouldn't have been this thing, this movie filled with all of these really interesting characters.
Yeah.
And cool and interesting juxtaposition, or just putting the characters in situations where they have to make hard decisions. Yeah, I didn't think any of that was going to be in a movie. I thought it was going to predominantly be about this. Probably like if you're watching Alien, but it's more from the perspective of the alien itself.
Well, because you look at the poster of the thing, and it always looked to me like that's the thing. Like that's what the killer is. But now I find what's interesting about the poster is it seems like it's the coat, like the hoodie coat that they wear, but then you can't see the inside. Yeah, you can't see the face, which means that it's shape shifting into one of them, and I think that's really cool.
The shape shifting element, like all of those things, made it a far more interesting movie to watch.
Yeah,
and I would compare this movie to Alien 2 or Aliens, just because the level of the pacing and the entertainment value.
Yeah,
it's just way more entertaining than I thought it was going to be.
A lot more entertaining. Plus, you just want to know what happens next, and like I was curious as to how they were going to even kill the thing, how it was going to die.
I think early on it was established that fire.
Yeah,
kill it with fire. You know,
like unless fire the thing just cannot be killed.
This is another thing that I appreciated, which is that it's not completely clear.
Yeah.
There's never a time in the movie where it is completely certain or clear. You don't know from the people in the film, Blair, who's supposed to be the smart guy who knows. You never get a clear understanding of exactly how to kill the thing.
Right.
But what I appreciate is that you understand the basics, like what's necessary. You know that this thing is a shapeshifter.
Yes.
And you know that this thing likes to it, and you know this thing needs to be with this whatever host or whatever prey for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
All of those elements really made it such an interesting movie. More so than if it was just, some foreign thing that was killing people.
Yeah.
Because now you don't know how long this foreign thing has been around. True. You don't even know if you're infected.
True. And it seems that the process of a perfect imitation for this thing does take some time too.
All of those things make it a far more compelling watch.
Yeah. But then I feel like Blair, being the one who was the last thing version that they would kill, that Kurt Russell would kill, makes me feel like him being separated as long as he had been away from everybody else, that was the perfect imitation, right there. Because the way he came through the ground too, and then how he was like sort of formed in the end, I was like, that must have been a completed process.
Yes, I believe that that's the case, because who knows when he turned? He probably turned, as you had mentioned when we were watching.
Yeah,
and he probably turned when he had that episode, and he like before he went into that little kind of holding cell place.
Yeah, he had like that breakdown, that episode, which I pointed out to you that I feel he did that intentionally to be separated from him so he could complete the process.
And it worked.
It did.
It worked.
Also, what I like about the movie is, unless you noticed something that I didn't, it was never really clear how everybody was turned.
No.
Like, never, it didn't show them, really. Maybe there's some subtleties, but...
Yeah, as I said, the mystery of it.
Yeah.
Not exactly knowing what, like, how this thing works. Only knowing the basics.
Yeah.
And then the basics that you do know, every time you kind of learn something new about this being, someone else gets turned. And then the most intense scene is when MacReady, Kurt Russell's character, has all of them lined up, tied up on the chairs, and he's getting samples of their blood.
Oh yeah, man!
Because he realizes, or his theory is that this organism kind of fights to survive.
Yeah.
So if you get a sample of their blood and you burn, and you know the fire works, so if you burn their blood, they will react to it. And he just goes through, and as he's going down the line, it's just intense, back and forth.
It is.
Checking to see, is this person, and I like that he tests himself I think he might have been the second one to test.
Yeah.
Or test his own blood. But he goes through the whole process. I like the misdirection.
That's what's my favorite part about it, was thinking the guy in the middle of the couch, I can't remember his name, but that guy thinking he was the one who was actually affected.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
It turns out the other guy on the left was the one that was affected when his blood was tested. But you know what that scene reminds me of? You've watched The Faculty?
Yes.
That scene when he's got the pen, the drug in the pen, he's going around making everybody sniff it to see if they're one of them. It kind of I feel like that scene was inspired or influenced by this movie.
Those are just great scenes, like in Sinners.
Yeah.
Same thing, Sinners. Like anytime there's a scene where
garlic.
Where you got to go around and you got to check. Sinners review coming up, by the way.
Yes.
But yeah, where you got to check to make sure like who's who.
Yeah.
If who's good and who isn't. Those are always great scenes, and every movie they have their own unique way of doing it. I really, really appreciated this one.
Yeah.
Shout out to the longtime OG fantastic. You love any movie you see them in. TK Carter, and
Keith David,
Goliath himself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Keith David was also
Spawn.
Yes, he was. Yeah. He was also amazing in this movie too. Yeah. So good. Because his character was just so unpredictable. Yeah. That's a challenge in itself to be able to play it that way, to convey it that way to people to watch, to be like, can we trust him or can we not?
Yeah, and it's definitely, I just enjoyed this movie.
Same.
Way more than I expected.
I think the fucking special effects in this movie, for the time, was great.
I'm throwing away the whole term for the time. Do you appreciate practical effects or not? They predominantly use them prior than they do now. There's something a lot of people describe modern stuff as like lacking weight.
Yeah.
And it's because it's not a physical thing. As you could be the best actor in the world, if you're acting to a tennis ball, is not the same as if you feel the weight. It doesn't matter if it's made of plaster or rubber, but if it's on you, or if you're seeing it, there's just something there that there's an element like a gravity.
Yeah.
Like how gravity is invisible, but we all feel it, and because we all feel it, and we exist in a Earth and a planet where there is gravity.
Yeah.
Everything is different. Like you can feel the gravity of it.
Yeah.
And there's those little subtleties I think are hard to recreate.
Yeah.
So that's why physical effects tend to convey things just better, especially in these horror type movies.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing. This is the type of horror, I suppose, that I like when done well.
Mm-hmm.
As we're watching more movies, I'm starting to realize the type of horror that I like. I like suspense horror, like mystery horror. Those are probably my favorite. But with this stuff, when it's executed well, man,
and it just keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's very gripping.
Yes.
And I think like the scene I liked too was for special effects is when he was he had the and he was what do you call those things?
What do you call them?
Yeah, man.
The defibrillator?
Yes, the defibrillator. Yeah. Like when he's like pressing them on the guy's chest and his hands went right through.
Yeah.
And then they tore his arms off, like they closed his stomach closed in with the teeth.
What I enjoyed about that, but also made me laugh, is it reminded me of Little Barbershop of Horrors. Okay, and that Venus flytrap, playing. It's like his chest became became this, or like Super Mario Brothers came. In one of those, and just like took off his arms. Once again,
I just thought it was really cool.
I appreciate. I appreciate it. I thoroughly enjoyed this way more than I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do.
You know what's funny? It's like, so I had mentioned when we were watching the opening credits about Ennio Morricone being the composer, and I was like, oh, this guy composed the score for The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Yeah. And I was expecting his music in the movie to stand out the same way that it did in that, but it felt more John Carpenter than anything.
But it did stand out It's just that it was in the context. Because the one thing that I noticed, and I completely, like, I remember you mentioning that before we watched the movie. And then, as we were watching the movie, like towards the end, when things got quiet, I realized there are some elements. Because, okay, Westerns are different, right?
Yeah.
Westerns are slower. And Westerns, you have room to breathe. So
your music tends to build up the scene in Westerns as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is a different scenario. But when things got quiet, I realized it sounded like, what do we call those? Like timpani drums?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
I noticed the dum dum.
Yeah, that did stand out a lot in the movie.
And I was like, this is so tasteful.
Yeah.
And it fits. You don't need the, you don't need that. Yes. It's not a Western, you know. Right. But the fact that it had,
I think it would be kind of funny if they used that though.
Yeah.
I think the performances in the movie too. I mean, there's not a single bad performance. Nothing. No one was awful. No one was terrible in it.
This is, as I said, it's pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. This movie overall, man, everything was great about it. I'm happy that I waited this long enough to see it for the first time. It's through Campfire Spookhouse, and we make an episode for it, a review. I think,
I'll be honest, man. I thought this was going to be one of the movies that we might have to labor through.
Yeah.
But no,
dude, I was really blown away by this movie, man. I was into it.
Yes, I was absolutely on board. Of course, there's the first. It started off in a way that also was unexpected. The whole like helicopter shot.
Yeah, I thought I was watching Cliffhanger.
First. And then like chasing the dog. It makes so much sense when the dog comes, and then the dog being, the catalyst for all that occurs. And then the one comment when he's going crazy, no dog runs 100 miles in the cold, like that sort of thing, or whatever it was that he said. And it makes sense. A lot of dog death. In this movie.
I thought it was just one dog. I didn't even know there was going to be like a whole area where there's like multiple dogs laying down. But then I also, when watching the movie too, I think also what makes it really work is in a way, despite it being a horror, and we were just talking about Westerns, it kind of did give off like a Western sort of feel to it a little bit, just because like the sake of like cabin fever and everybody having a level of distrust for one another.
Yes.
And it kind of makes me think of like Hateful Eight a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, any movie where people are trapped in an area or a space. Yeah. And then you have to figure out who's who.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to survive, whether you're trying to survive the night or you're trying to survive whatever the situation.
Yep.
It is one of those movies. I like those movies.
I also just really fucking love Kurt Russell, man.
Yeah.
So good in just anything that he's in. Despite in this one, I really thought he was going to turn out to be the Thing, the villain. And we don't know. The ending, based off the ending alone, you have no idea if he's infected or if Keith David's infected. But it just kind of ended abruptly, which like at first I said to you, I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. But actually it does work out really well when you think about it, because we have no idea how it ends the same way we have no idea how it started.
And I'm okay with that.
Same.
Especially for the type of movie that it is.
Yeah, same. So then, fuck, man, overall, what rating would you give this out of 5 jump scares? For me, I think I gotta give it a perfect 5. I really fucking loved it.
The Thing, it was more than being pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
It hit all the beats that it needs to hit. So 5 jump scares for me too.
Fuck yeah, dude. 5 jump scares from Scary Terry. 5 jump scares for Rock Horror. Next episode, don't miss out on it, because this was my fault. I didn't know that The Thing was actually a remake. John Carpenter's The Thing. I thought it was an original. So the next episode is going to be The Thing from Another World from 1951, what this film was loosely based off of. So if you like this movie a lot, if you love The Thing, make sure you check that one out as well. I'm looking forward to this next watch. I'm excited about it. So we will see you guys there. In the meantime, this is Scary Terry signing off, and
Rock Horror.
And we are
Campfire Spookhouse,
where we
scare ourselves